Hey buds, James here. Roll those drone shots. So it is official. It is into week 1 of training for the New York City Marathon. We're stoked. This is gonna be our second marathon ever. We just finished back in May, the Pittsburgh Marathon, my first ever, finished with a time of 4 hours, 30 minutes. That was awesome, super excited. So New York City coming up now in a few months, November 2nd. Currently it is July 19th. So we got a couple months to go ahead and train up to that. We're gonna have a goal time about 4 hours, 20 minutes, but what am I doing here? Let's get into the training here. So our plan for this marathon training is gonna be, it's about a 17-week training block. Like I said, our goal is going to be 4 hours, 20 minutes, which is a 10-minute PB from the Pittsburgh Marathon, but also New York City, known for having some pretty big hills on those bridges. So I feel like aiming for a 4:20 is gonna be a great goal to go ahead and try to achieve. Today's run is gonna be a nice base run, about 11 minutes per mile, and we're gonna go for 50 minutes. So should be a nice, easy run, go around the lakes, crush out these miles. So a little bit of info about the training block that we are running though. So went ahead and I'm doing a plan through Garmin. I have a Garmin watch, and Garmin training sessions essentially are free. You know, it's just a one-time payment for the watch, which is awesome. What I didn't do last time when I was training for the Pittsburgh Marathon was I didn't work any strength workouts in. I think we still did pretty good. I felt good during the marathon, but I feel like working in the strength workouts during the run, during the training, it's gonna help out quite a bit. So that as well could, I don't know, potentially give us a good PR if we did proper training with strength and with running. Yeah, we don't have an insane goal to hit, other than, of course, running the full 26.2, which seems insane to a lot of people. Even still kind of seems insane to me, but it's definitely doable, it's attainable. During the Pittsburgh Marathon, we ran until like mile 20, and then I had to do my first walking stint. So overall during that marathon, I only walked probably a total of 8 minutes at once. So we did really good considering, again, my training did not do any strength, and during training, I don't think I ran over 14 miles. So all of a sudden jumping up to that mileage of 20 miles, I was doing pretty good. We just got past our first mile. Average pace was 11:12 per mile, so right on track with that. Garmin is awesome. They really show you like the pace along the whole run, so you can easily adjust as you go through. I really enjoyed the Garmin training the first time around. They didn't switch up a lot of the workouts. A lot of them were base pace. Maybe that's the kind of run that I needed to have, but it felt like I wanted to do more speed work. I wanted to do more tempo work. Other types of workouts and runs, but granted, that could have also been my fault, because I'll admit I probably only stuck to maybe 75% of the runs. There was a week that I took off completely just because I needed some time off. So this training block, again, I'm hoping to stick to it a little bit better. And that is our first full loop around the lake here. About like 2.4 miles-ish. So we might get 2 loops, close to 2 loops around the lake today for 50 minutes. Overall though, feeling pretty good. So shake out, you know, I am sweating a bit, but like I said, it could be a lot worse. And for those of you that probably don't know, so I consider myself to be a runner for the last only like 3 years or so. So when I kind of started in, I think it was in 2022, I decided to get out of that COVID slump and, you know, I need to get out, do some activities. So I signed up for something that I thought was pretty much impossible, was a Spartan race, you know, a 5K Spartan race filled with obstacles, things like that. I thought that was pretty much impossible. That was an awesome thing to do, and it still is. But since then, I've realized that there was so much more my body could do after I started getting active, after I started running. Before, I would say, oh, even running a mile, I wouldn't be able to do that. But now, running a mile, doing 4 miles here, 5 miles, seems like a cakewalk. For anyone that thinks that they can't do running, or running seems pretty difficult for them, I really suggest sticking with it. Get some sort of a training plan, because there's going to be a lot more people that understand running a lot more than you. It's not about going out there as fast as possible and just crushing it as much as possible. A lot of it's got to be done at slower paces. I found out during the Pittsburgh Marathon training, I was doing mostly slow paces. So around 11 minutes per mile, 10.5 minutes per mile. And that actually sped up my 5K overall times, my 10K overall times, my half marathon times. Essentially, I got PRs across the board in every bit of running because I was running at a slower pace, training for longer distances. So when we're all starting out, we don't know a ton. So getting in that good information and actually training in a helpful way, super helpful. And that's it for today. 4.5 miles crushed. Excited to do marathon training again, but I know in the back of my head that first round of training, it took a lot of time commitment to go ahead and get into. So that's something that I just got to keep on my mind for this training block, to go ahead and make sure to mix things up a little bit. Use different locations to go ahead and train in, see some different things, and really just try to stick to the plan a bit more than what I did last year. If you guys haven't seen as well, check out the videos that we have of Sasha. So my girlfriend, she is starting her running journey essentially. We got a 10K coming up in just under a month, and she's doing a half marathon in May. So right now it's July of 25. In May of 26, she's going to be doing her first ever half marathon, which is going to be awesome. So we're going to be training for that essentially in the beginning of 2026. And yeah, we got a lot of miles to go through the rest of this year, beginning of next year. But in general, I'd still like to kind of hear from you guys too. What sort of races are you guys looking to go ahead and do? Are you training for anything? Are you brand new to running? Got any tips for me? Because like I said, I've only been running for probably 3 years, so by no means am I an expert, but I can give kind of beginner tips that I've experienced throughout my running journey so far. If you guys haven't gotten into any like nutrition or basic nutrition, if you're new to running, there will be a link up there about, I just did a cool video, just super quick, about how to get used to essentially nutrition during your runs. And essentially any runs that go over an hour or so is kind of where you want to start thinking about nutrition. That was Sasha, she just ran by. So she's finishing up her 10K. Like I said, she's running for about an hour and a half today. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me, buds. She's gonna finish up her run. And oh, this is actually where I do the drone shots that I cut to in the beginning of it. Yeah, it's movie magic. It's called editing. All right, buds, peace.